Craig Adams is a friend of mine. His has an initiative to start integrating science technology into the public schools, and one way that he has brought that forward is with Project Lead the Way.
Project Lead the Way is a course that's taught nationwide, 5,000 different schools, all 50 states. The part that I'm involved in right now is Intro to Engineering. That's the class I teach now. We have over 100 students taking the course this year at all the junior highs and the Career Center. It's a class that right now what they're learning is about how the engineering process works, how projects are designed. They're learning 3D modeling, and it's kind of an entry-level program that'll lead them into a lot of different other areas. And what they do is if there's empty space, they have to put their name, void that empty space out. And they're not supposed to erase anything. If they make a mistake, you're supposed to, scratch it out and line through it, because if you shows erasers, that means it could be modified. So everything's got to be in pen, unless it's a drawing that's in pencil. Right.
What did you say you got?
0.0979 pounds per cubic inch.
That's the final answer.
What did you get?
Well, when I did times 2.7, it was like 14.
You can divide it. I like it because it's open, and if something breaks in there, I can see it and fix it.
Yeah, well, and here nothing's hidden. Like, that's just the shape of it. Like, all of the motors and stuff are still right there. It's just like if you look back there, it has the motors to spin. Like,
you've already sold yourself on that.
I have.
A lot of these kids that I have are kids that will gravitate towards civil engineering. So my class, Project Lead the Way, is kind of the entry level. And so what we're hoping to have is in the future, we'll be sending some of these Project Lead the Way kids that really want to focus on engineering. We'll be able to send those to Brad and then kind of have them front loaded with some of those skills that they utilize in his classroom.
Project Lead the Way is an introductory engineering course, and then like my civil engineering and architecture course is a second-year course for the students, an advanced course. In class right now, the students, they are working on home designs, and they're starting to work on the design of structures like towers and trusses. So they're learning about physics and forces. And 2 to 3 times a week, they leave class and they go over to the city, and they're able to spend time with the engineers and project managers.
They have had interaction with our construction inspection staff, and we've actually had them go on site to some of our construction projects. One of them was the new parking garage on Short Street, and that's a very interesting construction technique that they're using with the cable strand and the post-tensioning cable. We've also had them take a tour of our landfill and understanding some of the things that happen out the landfill with the bioreactor and our conversion of methane gas to power out there. It's a very interesting things that I don't even think people in the city are aware of. In our wastewater plant, and understanding the technology that goes in taking wastewater and converting it over to be able to discharge it to the Eagle Bluffs wildlife area. And they're also going to be working with our GIS department to understanding how we can use the GIS systems that are out there and integrate it into our work plan here at the city, mapping, data collection, and things like that. And they're also working with our engineering design section as well. We have engineering technicians and designers in our CIP, our capital improvement division, that actually do the design work for street improvements and stormwater improvements. And so they're working with those technicians on AutoCAD drawing and drafting, understanding that. So another area that they're exposed to.
The students, they come back all the time, and one of the main things that they talk about is how they didn't realize how much was really involved in the engineering process and how involved the engineers and project managers really were on site and working on individual projects. And they said it's really opened up their eyes as to what's out there.
You can go through the academia, but then if you can't apply it to a real world situation, it's probably a little more difficult then once you get out of school. But if you've had the experiences these students have had working with our staff, understanding, and then during your schoolwork, and I wish I had had this when I was in school, is then to understand, well, why am I taking this class? How is this relevant to something? I think it kind of makes the light bulb go on and says, well, that kind of makes sense now, why I need to know that.
They don't really know exactly, what is going to be required of them or exactly what they will be doing once they become a civil engineer. And so that's the great thing about these internships is they're able to spend time with these civil engineers and project managers and see what exactly they would be doing on the job and what they would be doing as civil engineers.
You just saw my kids out here. I mean, you saw my student Ian. Ian has already decided that 3D modeling, 3D printing, being an engineer is what he wants to do. I mean, this kid's talking about going out and buying his own 3D printer out of his allowance and stock market money and all the other different ways he can do this. So I see this as a way that I think it excites kids. I think the kids that are really interested in engineering, now they have kind of a better understanding of what the process is, whether it's building a bridge or building a 3D printer or building a skyscraper. That engineering process is the same. They have to now figure out which direction they want to go, and I think that it's given these kids an opportunity to look at it and say, I can do that. That's something I'm really interested in doing.